Hi, how's it going? I am Dr. Audrey Folsom, and this is your orientation to Intro to the U.S. Healthcare System. Welcome back to campus, and let's have a great 2021 spring semester. So, yes, my name is Dr. Audrey Folsom. I'm an assistant professor of clinical laboratory sciences. Clinical lab scientists are the people that are running all the lab tests and all the COVID tests right now, too, doing PCR and all that kind of stuff. But also we run, regular chemistry tests, hematology, do some blood banking, micro, all of this good stuff. Clinical lab scientists usually work in hospitals and in clinics. That's their main area of work. Some of them will work in research. And I worked in a hospital for probably like 15, 20 years, and then I switched to teaching. I've been teaching for the last 10 years, so there you go. My office is in Eugene Smith 106, phone number 680-4846. You're welcome to drop by anytime. If the door's open, I'm there, obviously. So I've been teaching since 2010 here for A-State. Started as an adjunct and then moved up. And I'm married to a respiratory therapist. His name is Kenneth. He works over in Harris Hospital in Newport, and he also works at San Bernard's. He's been very busy, obviously, being a respiratory therapist during a COVID pandemic. And yes, he did end up with COVID, but he's fine. I have 4 kids, if you count my stepson from my first marriage. We still have a good relationship, and I've been helping them babysit my, kind of my grandkid, if you will, so that they can both go to school. And so there you go. My other 2 kids are, beyond college age. One of them finished college, the other one didn't finish college, and then my youngest is Emily Skaggs, and she is a Chi Omega here. Some of you guys might know her. I usually have somebody that knows her in each of my class. And she is a senior, so she'll be done in about a year. So that's a little bit about me. And, it's not searching. There we go. So let's talk about class. So first of all, yes, we will meet. I'll tell you a little bit about the schedule in a little bit. So we will physically meet on campus at least once a week, okay? So I do an interactive lecture, so I want you to bring either a smartphone, tablet, or laptop, whatever is most convenient for you. Do make sure you put your cell phone on silent, and I have to remember to do the same thing. It's just, it's disruptive, obviously, if it rings in class. It's pretty obvious. And here's another thing to hear. Make sure you're charged up. So Smith Building is an older building, and they don't have a whole bunch of outlets in here, and so the 216 classroom it doesn't have ways for you to charge up in, like some of them in the desk and stuff like that. So there's like literally only like a handful of outlets in that room, so you need to make sure you're charged up. If you need to take a call or whatever, you can step out. Do let me know if you're going to miss class. I keep attendance on a point system. Sometimes, depending on how our attendance has been, if you're in the Monday group, I may say, hey, you could come on Wednesday. It all depends on how full and how consistent people are showing up for class. At the very least, I can send you a virtual lesson or something like that. So most weeks we'll have an in-class lecture once a week. I said most weeks because, believe it or not, we're going to start up virtual. The reason is because this is a Monday, Wednesday class this semester, and they decided to start the term on a Tuesday, which, if you ask me, is really weird. But okay. And then next Monday we have MLK, and so we rightfully have no class there. We celebrate in Martin Luther King, which means that for the Monday group, that's 2 Mondays that aren't happening. And so what I decided to do is just to do virtual for these 2 weeks. It's just going to be easier. And then on week 3, we're going to start, and the Monday group will come on Mondays, and the Wednesday group will come on Wednesdays, and we're going to do that probably for the rest of the semester. Unless for some reason the whole campus goes all online, all virtual, something like that. Most weeks are going to have your in-class lesson and a homework module, but there are some weeks where there's not enough to have a homework module, so we'll just cover everything in class. You'll see week by week. I will send you announcements and send you the links to the things that you need to do that are online, and obviously I expect you to be in class on your assigned day. I expect you to do your own work. That's how you learn. And you're welcome to ask any questions in class or after. In the homework module, the last slide, the last question is, do you have any questions? You're welcome to put a question in there if you have one. And you're also welcome to email me any questions you have also. So let's talk a little bit about the class modifications and how COVID is affecting this. So we have 44 people enrolled in this class. So it was divided in two. And we're going to meet in E. Smith 216. And that class can accommodate about 22, which is about right, 22, 23. And that means that we could divide the class about exactly in half. And so I counted up, this should work right, that half meets on Monday with, if your student ID ends in an odd number, come on Monday. If your student ID ends in an even number, come on Wednesday. And that should divide up people pretty well. So you only have to come during your assigned day, and then the other day, like I said, I'm going to deploy a virtual lesson. I'll send it to you at the beginning of the week, so you don't have to, we're not doing Zoom. You don't have to block out that specific time or whatever. It's just come to class on your assigned day and then do the lesson as homework on your own time. So I do cover obviously the same material on both days, so I get to lecture on the same thing twice, once on Monday, once on Wednesday. Like I said, if it can be covered in one lecture with no homework, we do that, but there are some chapters they're just too big and we can't cover it all in just one lecture. So if you get sick with COVID, or if you have to be quarantined because you've been in close contact, just let me know. The notification system and all of that, we're supposed to be getting emails on who's actually quarantined, but that depends. If you reported it, you're supposed to follow the, self-report form, and you're supposed to fill all that out. But whether they get that to us in time or not, it's kind of, hit or miss. So if you are quarantined, let me know. Shoot me an email. And that way I can make sure that you're covered. And if you are quarantined, do let me know when your day to get out of quarantine is going to be, so that I can send you the virtual lessons during that time. But then obviously I'm going to expect you back in class unless you notify me that there's something that's changed and you have to be still in quarantine or something like that. So the textbook is the Basics of the U.S. Healthcare System 4th edition. I do ask that you buy the 4th edition because it is the most up-to-date, although the 3rd edition is pretty close, but there's been some changes. And that's also why I recommend that you do get the textbook. So part of it, you're going to need it for your assignments. It will help you make sense of what's going on and to learn the U.S. healthcare system. You can find some of this information on the internet, but you're going to be spending way more time hunting for accurate information on this than you will reading through the book and stuff like that. So this is really the quickest way for you to get the information that you need for the assignments and just for understanding how the U.S. healthcare system works. If you want to read the book, that's fine. You don't have to buy it. But it shouldn't be too bad. It's not that big of a book. It's an easy read, so I highly recommend that you have it. It's a requirement, but obviously I can't force you to buy it. But I think you will do way better in the class if you have the textbook than if you don't. And then I use Nearpod for the virtual lectures and for the assigned virtual homework things. It is a free app that you can put on your phone or your tablet. It is also just, if you have a laptop, it's probably easier to just go to nearpod.com. You don't actually have to make an account. You can, but you don't have to, because I'll just send you the link and the code to the lesson. And, I can send you the code or send you the link either way. So I give you the code while we're in lecture. I usually send you the link for the virtual stuff. And all you gotta do is click on the link, put your first name and last name so I can identify you, and then you can start the homework and stuff. So it's very simple. There should be no cost on your end at all to use Nearpod, other than you need to have some kind of device to use it. But I mean, it works on a desktop computer too. Obviously, for the homework, it's just for the interactive part. If you can put it on your smartphone, don't buy any new technology or anything just to make this work. And we have Wi-Fi on campus, so you shouldn't even need to have data or minutes or anything like that. As long as you have the ability to connect to Wi-Fi, you should be good. Okay, so your weekly assignments are going to be, I have pre-lecture quizzes. So these are just quizzes to get you familiar with the material we're going to cover that week. So therefore, they're due on Sunday night at midnight for the week that's coming up, starting on Monday. You can take them as many times as you want to, although most people only take them a handful of times because there's some questions we have to type the answer in, like a little paragraph. If you want to, if you have the answer, if you type it up in a Word document, you just copy and paste it in there. There's also some multiple choice questions and stuff. So a lot of times people first try to figure out the multiple choice questions and then do the open-ended. But you can also just copy paste your open-ended answers in there. It keeps the highest grade. The answers are in the book. It does close on Sunday at midnight, and you can't make it up because the point of it is obviously that I want you to come into the week ready with it. And because we have to split the class on Monday and Wednesdays, and I can't assign two due dates, I'm making it Sunday night, midnight. Obviously, the Monday group is going to get class first, but just getting a routine of getting those done Sunday midnight. You can work ahead a little bit. I wouldn't work too far ahead, but you can work ahead. So just Sunday, you got to make sure you get these pre-lecture quizzes done. They're not on lockdown browsers. Again, I don't mind if you look up stuff. It'll be the easiest to find the answers in the textbook. And the goal of these is to get you somewhat familiar with the material that we're going to talk about that week. Okay, so then we have a bi-weekly writing assignment posted on the discussion board. The gist of it is you're going to have to find an article on one of the items in the topic list that is found in the discussion board assignment instructions for each bi-weekly instruction. So the topics are going to be related, obviously, to what we're covering in class, okay, for the next 2 weeks, usually for 2 weeks at a time. And so you can use any reputable news outlets, any of the sources listed on the assignment, any journal articles or anything like that. So just try to stick with, things that are, like reputable. Like, don't go into conspiracy theories and really weird, wacky stuff. And so let's try to find good reported news. Let's try to find things that are accurate. You can also go into science outlets and stuff like that. You can also use a library database of articles and stuff. And I want you to stay recent as much as possible. So you want to be maybe in the last 5 years. Again, things change really fast. And so, stay current in your articles and stuff. So this writing assignment in the discussion board has to be cited in APA. So there are resources we're given online on how to do it. Basically, the point is no plagiarism. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to find your article. You're going to figure out how to cite your article in APA. Where you have to summarize the article in the first part. And so you're going to type at the very minimum at the end of that summary, there should be an APA citation that ties that summary back to the article that it came from. And then I want your thoughts and comments on the article, the situation, or whatever. That, if it's just your thoughts and comments, is fine. Does not have to be specifically cited unless you are going and using another article, another source to make an argument for something, against something, or whatever. Then I want you to cite that too, because you need to attribute that information to where it came from. So that's the idea of not plagiarizing, is you want to attribute the information that you got from where it came from. This is going to be especially important for your project. I'm going to talk about that. So you need to learn APA. You need to learn how to cite an APA. APA is the format that's used by most of the College of Nursing and Health profession. And since you are likely wanting to be in one of the health professions, it's really important for you to learn APA. You can use a writing center to become familiar with APA and to get some coaching and some help on how to put things in proper APA format. I do have an example writing assignment with the correct format. And as a note for these discussion board assignments, I'm not requiring the absolute full APA with like title page and abstract, not because it's just a small 500-word writing assignment, but I want citations and references in APA. And citations and references are two different things, okay? So the citations happen within the text and attribute that piece of information to that source. The references is a list of all of the references that you have cited in your paper at the end. And if it's a discussion board and all you're citing is the one article that you found, then there'll just be one reference, okay? But if you're citing multiple things, then there needs to be multiple references in the reference list at the end of the assignment. Okay, the length is a 500-word minimum. Again, cited in reference in APA format, posted into the discussion board. So we post on the first week, so you do your writing assignment on the first week, and then on the following week, you need to find 2 other people's work and read it and reply to them. And the replies have to be at least 100 words. You have to contribute to the discussion. And also we'll tell you to consider running your writing through a check on Grammarly. There's a free version of Grammarly. Some people are great with the grammar. Some people need work. This is a good one, a very good free resource to use to check and find grammar errors and stuff like that. So also, just FYI, there are 44 of you enrolled in class, which means in the discussion board, as more and more people are posting, there's going to be actually usually about 2 pages of posts. So feel free to scroll over. The earlier posts will be usually end up, as people post, earlier posts end up being on the second page. If you're looking for your own post and you can't find it, do a search. There's a way to do a search in the discussion board and you put search contain and then put your name and type go, and it'll put everything that you've posted or that has your name in the list, and then you can find your posts and stuff like that. So if you need help with that, you can stop by and see me, or I can show you how to do it. So that's about the discussion board. And then next is a project. So the project itself is due on the first day of finals week, which is going to be May the 3rd for us this semester. The theme of the project is how would you fix the U.S. healthcare system? This project is going to have 3 parts that are, I should have changed that, due in not September, October, and November, but it's going to be February, March, and April, I believe. I'll show you the schedule here in a little bit. And you need to answer 10 prompts that are given in each assignment. Part 1 is going to be over the U.S. healthcare system, and parts 2 and 3 are each for another OECD country. This is an Organization for Economic Community Development or something like that, cooperative development. Anyway, it's an ally to basically a lot of the countries that have healthcare systems and stuff like that. And so I have I have specific ones listed there that you can pick from for parts 2 and 3. It's the same 10 prompts. This will allow you to see, 1, what's going on in the U.S. healthcare system, and then 2, what other people are doing in other countries. And then using the information that you've gathered in parts 1, 2, and 3 of the system, you are going to come up with a viable way to improve the healthcare system in the United States. So, yeah, and sorry about that mistake again here. I don't know why I didn't even see that and changed it, but yeah, it's going to be February, March, and April, and with the project due in May. So the monthly report is going to be a couple of pages in length. When I say 2 pages, I mean 2 full pages, not 1.5, not 1 3/4. 2 full pages. You can go a little bit beyond that just to make sure. It needs to be double spaced, 12 font, Times New Roman, which all that is APA format. Cited and referenced in APA format with, I want a title and a reference page, but you don't have to do an abstract. Then the final paper is going to be in full APA format. Title page, header, page numbers, abstract, reference page, etc. It needs to be properly cited. All the references in the reference page. Make sure the references are in APA format. Don't you just be copy pasting a bunch of hyperlinks in there. The body has to be at least, or the content has to be 3 full pages. This is not counting the abstract or anything like that. So your writing has to be 3 full pages. Not 2.5, not 2 3/4, 3 full pages. Again, so you should have a title page, an abstract page, 3 pages of content, plus more if you want, your references. So the minimum document submitted should have 6 pages. You can use page breaks also to make things easier and to lay in the right format and stuff like that. So, all right, sorry for that interruption there. I had to pause the video for a split second because our maintenance people needed access to my office. Okay, so a little bit on our COVID-19 class procedures. This is again for safety and protection for everybody. So we have an entrance and exit. So technically the entrance is going to be the back door, and you come in from the back door and start filling the desk from the front and then go left to right. So basically you want to fill it where, this is especially important if the class is full, which it is, where you don't have to be squeezing by people and stuff like that. So if we come from the back and start filling from left to right, front to back, you should be able to enter in without going by a bunch of people and stuff like that. Same procedure for leaving. We'll start this, dismissing, just let the front people go, and then next row, leaving through the front door. Also, the person closest to the far wall in each row will stay briefly after class to wipe down that row of desks. We have wipes, so I'll just hand some wipes. Y'all might need to remind me, sometimes I forget. And yeah, you're going to exit one row at a time. Our back and front doors are going to stay open. And then we close and lock them at the end of the day, but during class and between classes, they'll stay open. That way we have good air circulation and stuff in the classes. You need to wear masks in class. We'll wear one too. I will probably wear a shield during lecturing, just as a little bit easier for me. You need to, again, try to keep 6 feet distance. And I'll disinfect the podium technology, smart pens, anything like that, door handles. And so as we do that, we should be able to keep people, pretty safe and things clean and stuff like that. It worked pretty well last fall. Of course, obviously, we did have people have to go in quarantine, but it wasn't that bad. And so it's not like all of a sudden our whole class got sick or anything like that. It was only just usually a handful of people here and there having to be quarantined. So, yeah, this worked really well, and it might be different from what's being done in other buildings, but this is what College of Nursing and Health Professions has decided to do. Being all health professionals, we're really careful, and we want to keep you guys as safe as possible during this pandemic. All right, and so this is the last slide. So I also want to say that what I will do, if you need or you want to stop by and meet me, Wednesday class time, so Wednesday 10 a.m. I'll be up in 216, and you feel free to stop by and say hi, ask any questions or whatever. You don't have to come. You just need to make sure you view our our orientation video and get your book and all that kind of stuff. And then I will send out announcements and stuff for all the stuff for week 1. You feel free to get started on reading and the pre-lecture quizzes and stuff like that. You can start on the writing assignments if you want to get class started. No problem at all. Again, so feel free to reach out to me for any kind of emails, questions, and yeah, if anything is on your mind, just let me know. If you need help, if you need help with APA and stuff like that, again, the Writing Center, I highly, highly recommend that you make an appointment with them and get started on that early, figure it out early. It will save you a lot of time down the road. So anyway, you guys have a good spring semester, and I will see you soon.